Imagine a live streaming website that allows you to play hentai games. You know that's a thing, right? I'm not gonna judge you or anything, but like that is a thing. I never knew that you could like stream and do adult stuff. Okay, I don't know. From a scale of 1 to 10, how honest should I be? Oh no, did you shock yourself by accidentally playing an R18 game? Yeah, well, I mean, that was me with House Party. 10, maybe a 9, 11. Okay, so I always thought that R18 stuff are videos and stuff, but I didn't know that you could like stream R18 stuff, which should have made more sense to me, right? Like, I'm new to vshojo, but I've watched VTubers for a very long time, and there's a lot of VTubers and streamers in general that are very like lewd, and that's not a problem at all, you know? Like, I always think lewd tubers or lewd streamers are pretty cool, because that way I don't have to do it. Like if chat's like, Michi, can you give us an ara? I can just be like, no. But I know other people can, so you can go check them out. They're super cool, but I won't do it. No. Yeah. Who asked that? Yeah, fucking nobody. No one in chat is like down bad for me, but I know I meme on it, but I quite like it. I'm very awkward when responding to sexual stuff. Michi, can you do a roar?
For $3. I think a lot of us think you're cute.
The sad roar? No, it's not. Roar! Is that better? Roar! Either way though, I'm glad no one in chat is like sleepy.
We are not down bad for Michi. Chat on the other hand is looking really supportive today.
God damn it. Yeah, chat's like a creep to each other, and then you respond with being creep back. You guys are just creeps to each other. You guys are weird. Point and stare and laugh, chat. Pointing and staring. I'm point, laugh, staring, laughing. You disgust me. I personally think lewdtubers and like lewd streamers are not an issue. I know some people think it's like, oh, some people are into it, some people are not into it. I'm neutral. I don't watch them. It's not my cup of tea, but I appreciate the fact that they're there because I think a platform that has a lot of diversity could be good. It could be bad, but diversity is always good. So I don't watch them, right? Like I've never watched like an R18 streamer before until I met Mel. So when I first like joined vshojo, this was before I debuted, but I was already in vshojo, right? Like prepping for my debut. I told to myself like I want to be able to properly support all of my coworkers. So I wanted to support my coworkers as much as I could. So I spent like a day. So I spent like a day of every for the next like 3 weeks trying to catch up on like their VODs, or if they're live, I'll watch them live. Some of them I already know, like some of them are already my close friends, but at that time, right, like for example, like Mel, I haven't like talked to Mel before. Or like Kaysan and Henya, I've never talked to Kaysan and Henya before. So I was like, oh, I should maybe like watch their stuff and, you know, keep notes of all the stuff they do and say, so then when I do collab with them in the future, I'm not gonna make them uncomfortable by accident, right? So I was like trying to look at their chat, and it's something I do because I'm a nerd. But when I collab with someone, I like to at least understand like their behavior and chat's behavior, so I don't make anyone uncomfortable. And with Mel, at that time, like I opened her Twitter and I saw that she was streaming on a platform, and I was like, oh, what is this platform? So I clicked on it, and I always have VPN on, so I clicked on it and it led me to like an arcane site. And I know this is what Mel does, so I'm not like shocked about it, but I've never seen a live one before. I know, like I've never seen it live before, but I know that this is what Mel does. You know what I mean? Like I always thought it's like a video, but I didn't know it was like a live stream. And when I clicked it, I was like, okay, keep in mind, I went in there with the mentality of like getting to know my coworkers, getting to know their boundaries, getting to know their chat, stuff like that. So I ignored all of the R18 stuff and just focused on like chat behavior and her behavior, because that was the whole point, right? And then I was so focused because in my head I was like, oh, I don't think that this is her like Twitch viewership. I think these are her viewership, like when they're down bad, you know? And the thing is, chat, I was so amazed at one thing. I didn't know this, but there's actually like... Oh, I only went onto that site that one time to watch... One thing I was shocked about was she was streaming for like 2-3 hours, and I was very impressed. I was like, wow. Because I told myself I will sit through the whole stream, right? To like, you know, log in properly. And at that time, she was streaming at like 2 in the morning for me. Keep that in mind, chat. Because a lot of people, they stream at like their time zone, which is always really fucked up time for me. So I was like laying in bed, watching Mel like do her very best at 2 in the morning. And I was trying to keep as much mental note as possible. I was like, okay, so Mel is this type of person, blah, 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 blah. Like, this is the kind of things that are okay for chat and not okay for chat, blah, 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 blah. Like, I wasn't horny or anything, like, and that's me being very honest. I didn't watch it and go like, a wooga booga, because I came into it with like, where's my nerd emote? I came to it like this, you know? I was like, nerd. I was like, I'm gonna take down all my notes. So I can't be horny, because if I'm horny, then how do I write down my notes? So yeah, I wasn't like horny at all. If anything, what I thought was super impressive is I found out that there is like an adult toy that you could control anywhere. Like from donations and stuff. Or I don't know how it worked actually, but that's what I'm assuming. That is crazy. I didn't know that. Until today, I still think that's insanely revolutionary. Yeah. Oh my god. Works like TTS. That's what I thought.
It's really cool that you took it seriously and tried to really understand who Mel was and what her community is like, even if it required you to leave your comfort zone.
I mean, to be fair, I did watch Mel like stream on Twitch. And one thing I could take note is the person, like the personality doesn't change too much. As in, like, she's always very wholesome, but it's just on the other way, like, the other side, she can be more, like, down bad. While here, she's more, like, kept together. But she's still very wholesome, and I thought that was a cool note. Like, she's still just a wholesome, cute little guy. Yeah, she's always just a wholesome, cute little shy guy. You know? I like that. It's genuinely the tech and stuff. It's like TTS, but for adults. And I was like, whoa. You're so smart though. Whoever the hell came up with that idea, you're so smart. Because I see the appeal, you know? You give me money to talk, you can give the money to vibrate or something. Like, let's be so real. That's so creative. But aside from that though, chat, I fell asleep, right? I accidentally fell asleep because it was really late. Like, at that point, it was like 4 in the morning. That's one thing that I did not predict. I thought if you were to do like adult stuff, you'd probably go for it for like 30 minutes or 20 minutes maybe.
Mel is one of the ones who revolutionized the type of tech. She was one of the pioneers.
Wow.
She deserves a lot of credit for it.
Yeah, I kind of realized that too. I'll get into that in a sec, but one of the things that I was amazed about, like, people talk about this like horny monka-esque, but the girl got stamina, bro. Because I thought, like, if you're gonna do R18 streams, it's probably gonna last like 20 minutes, 30 minutes tops. But bro lasted for like 3 hours. So after my second hour, it's already 4 in the morning or 5 in the morning, and I was so eepy. So I accidentally like fell asleep, right? I accidentally fell asleep. And I woke up, and the first thing I heard the moment I woke up was just like groaning and moaning from my phone. Because apparently, like, if the live stream ends, it's like kind of similar to Twitch, where it just auto-plays the next stream. And I open my phone, and there's just like a fully naked woman, like, on my screen. With like chat zooming in and everything. And I was like, what? It was nuts. Yeah, I had autoplay on. So I woke up, and I was like, what the frick? Yeah, that was a way to wake up. But the thing is with Mel, right? I think a lot of people, they're like, haha, Mel is wholesome and she does horny stuff, awooga booga. But Mel is so strong in my eyes. Because I don't have the full lore, obviously. Because there are some things that you just can't search, right? Like, you kind of just have to know from other people. But I've, like, read a bunch of stuff about, like, how it was back in the day with Mel and stuff. And honestly, I don't... That kind of just like solidified my mentality when it comes to like lewd tubers or like R18 VTubers. I've always just been neutral about it. Like, I don't support it, but I'm not against it. But after seeing everything, I was for sure more leaning to supporting it. Because you guys, like, gotta cut her some slack, you know what I mean? That shit's very difficult. I don't think I could pull it off, and I'll be real. I don't think I could pull it off, and I don't think I could survive the community at all. Like, people were upset because she's just good. Or people were so upset for no reason. Yeah, Mel's a harder worker than she gets credit for. She's pretty much a huge part of why vshojo exists. Yeah, like, sometimes I feel like Mel doesn't realize this herself, but Mel is more than just a wholesome, funny, horny, down bad person. Like, she's a whole iron solitude, you know? Whether you like that content or not, I'm not saying like, yeah, chat, if you're not comfortable watching R18 stuff, you have to watch it to support me. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying, like, she deserves credit for what she does. Coming from someone that doesn't find content like that appealing or comfortable, I still respect Mel a lot. Because she pulled out shit that I would never be able to survive from, bro. Something happened to Mel. No, I just decided to randomly appreciate Mel. Like, I'm probably the least, like, the furthest away from what a lewd tuber is, you know? The only lewd thing about me is I have boobs, and sometimes I make, like, weird out of context sexual statements, but I don't mean it. I genuinely just... English is not my first language, so sometimes I say things, and it's not my fault that English uses common words to describe sexual things, okay? So, I'm very far away from what a lewd tuber is. I'm not against it. It's just personally not my vibe, and I find it a little, like, awkward to do stuff like that. But I still look at Mel as, like, nuts
442 cheered
for everything she went through.
Michi